Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namame Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram Purvabhyasena Tenaiva Hriyate Yavashopi Saha Jijñāsurapi yogasya Shabda Brahmati Vartate. We looked at the topic of Yoga Bhrashta. You see, I just give you a small recap. Loka Bhrashta means he proved himself to be worthless in this world. Karma Bhrashtaha, he just unfit for doing any meaningful karma. Tapo Bhrashtaha, like the story of Vishwamitra you have. He started with a big resolve to pursue tapas, austerities, but he slipped away. He fell from there. You know the story, right? Tapo Bhrashtaha. Then Yoga Bhrashtaha. Yoga is a jnanam. So you start study of Vedanta with a big fanfare. Sometimes they do that. You see, a gentleman came to Rishikesh to take sannyasa. And along with him, like a marriage party came. One full busload of people came. And then one videographer expert. In India, there are experts, they do a good job. So he also came, videographer with his assistant and the most modern videography cameras and all that. For what? For his sannyasa. So, you want to put it on all movie theaters or what? I don't know. So all these people are waiting. He goes and takes sannyasa and comes back, do like this. So that is not the way you start yoga. Yoga is a jnanam. This is Gita. In Gita, yoga is the jnanam. Why jnanam is called yoga? Because yoga is the means. Yoga is the means. Yujyate anena iti yogaha. With the help of this, you find your oneness with God. That is the means, yoga, which is jnanam. So, you decided to study Vedanta, or you decided to take to sannyasa. Bhashyakara is mentioning sannyasa also. He is mentioning both. So, you do it quietly you do it. And you enter into it, take sannyas, or start studying Vedanta. Need not take sannyas, start studying Vedanta, and somehow it did not reach culmination. Culmination is Jivan Mukti. You become liberated now and here. Suppose that did not happen. What will be the fate of all this effort that we have put into it? So, this is Yoga Bhrashta, okay? The topic became relevant because Arjuna asked such a question. What will happen if I don't get the jnanam? So, here I gave up karmas and all that and came into jnanam. And if it doesn't work, what will be my fate? That is the Yoga Bhrashta. So, Sri Krishna has explained in detail. We covered all this ground. Yoga Bhrashtaha is superior to Loka Bhrashtaha, Karma Bhrashtaha, Tapo Bhrashtaha. Okay? One statement I remember made by Sri Swami Chinmayanandaji Maharaj that captures the spirit of this discussion very well. He said, failure in meditation is superior to success in the worldly affairs. You got it? That is what he said. That just captures the spirit of entire discussion here. Here, the way we discussed it in the last 2-3 classes, Yoga Bhrashta is superior to. Bhrashta means a failure, failed person. The one who failed in yoga is superior to the one who failed in the world, the one who failed in the karma, the one who failed in the tapas, etc. He is not the same. In fact, he is superior to the one who very much succeeded in this world. What is the success in the world? You make a lot of money, one success. You enjoy a number of good pleasures, another success. You earn a lot of celebrity status, a third success. I can see only three. I don't see a fourth. That is the only possible success in the world. Put all of that together. That is the worldly success. Yoga Bhrashta is superior to a person of worldly success. So that means in yoga, really speaking, in yoga there is no failure. You do not, the person may fail. Failure in yoga can only be temporary. There can be no defeat in yoga. That's why Yoga Bhrashta is superior. What to speak of a Jnani superior? What to speak of that? When Yoga Bhrashta himself is superior. Because the Bhrashta, the failure, is only temporary, always. There is no defeat in yoga. I repeated it already. This battle means you come to Jnanam. Yoga is Jnanam. You come to Jnanam and pursue Shravana Manana Nididhyasana with love, with earnestness, with enthusiasm. That is what you have to do. What people do is they do multiple things at the same time. That's why they fail. I always cite this example. In India they do it, here also they must be doing it. The father takes the son to the university. The son wrote the exam well, got the seat in the university for higher education. Father takes him and puts him in a hostel room, pays the fee for the semester, and then father advises the son, don't waste time here and there, study well. He advises 2, 3, 4 times. Son gets annoyed also. You told me a few times enough. Now you catch your train and go back. So the father goes back. You know what I see around the university, I am telling about India, Osmania University, etc. Around the university, all hotels, cinema theatres, pubs are concentrated around the university. So because all these young boys and girls, they need not go a long way. They are all available near. The father tells this young man, don't go to the club, don't go to the pub, don't go to the... There is no difference between club and pub, maybe more or less the same. So don't go to movie theatres, don't go here and there. Eat the food given in the hostel, don't go to the outside food, that is not good for health. He says so many things, right? Suppose your son replies, what is wrong in it? I will go to the pub sometime, I will go to the hotel sometime, I will study also, I will do all the things together. What will you feel? How the father will feel? He will say, no, you cannot do so many things together. You have to do only one thing, and that is study. You say that to the son. You come home. Then you remember Vedanta and come here to study Vedanta. Why don't you apply the same principle to yourself? Why do you think that you can do a dozen things at the same time and yet get Vedanta? Why do you think like that? Okay, this is a democratic country. You can have your way. But why do you take offense against a Swami who says that you have to do only one thing? That is not democracy. What is democracy in it? That is what Sri Krishna is saying. Not this Swami saying anything. Okay? First line is finished. That Yoga Bhrashta topic is finished, first line. In Sanskrit, this is the method they followed. A topic is 3 verses, another topic 7 verses, all that is there. But there is one topic which is 2.5 verses. That is also there. Many times you come across such situation. This Yoga Bhrashta topic is 3.5 verses, not 3. Therefore, with the first line it is finished. And I told you this in the last class. The second line begins another topic. And that topic will continue till the end of the chapter. Means this is a topic of yoga. Yoga is jnanam. Till I say that a dozen times, because yoga means you go to asana, pranayama, not like that. Okay? This is Gita, you know. This is not Hatha Yoga Pradipika. This is Gita. Okay? So yoga is jnanam. So from now on, you have the topic of yoga. And you cannot do so many things at the same time. You come to Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. That is the yoga. Now, other than this yoga, what all you should do is roti, kapada, makan. Only that much you should do. Have some food for maintaining the body, have some clothes because the weather is cold, and have a roof on the head. That is all you are supposed to do. You cannot do a dozen things while studying Vedanta. Okay? Now, what about rituals? That is the topic. Shabda Brahma. That is the topic. Shabda Brahma is Veda. Veda is called Shabda Brahma. And is it Upanishad? Not Upanishad. Because Upanishad is yoga, jnanam. And here you have to transcend. Ativartate. Transcend. You have to transcend the Veda. Shri Krishna told Gita, this is not the first time he told. Shri Krishna told Arjuna, only thing is you conveniently ignore. I complain like this, please bear with me. When you can have a few complaints against me, why can't I have a few complaints against you? It's a democratic country. Okay? So my complaint is, you study Gita without studying Gita. In the second chapter, Sri Krishna told, Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna. Did he say it or not? Hey Arjuna, he says Bhavarjuna. Hey Arjuna means drawing the attention. Vedas deal with the 3 gunas. You go beyond the 3 gunas. It amounts to saying you go beyond the Veda of the Karma Kanda, right? It amounts to saying Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna. There he said go beyond the gunas. And here he is saying go beyond the Veda. Shabda Brahma is Veda. So what do you mean by that? Veda has 2 parts. In the beginning 2 parts, and finally it concludes with Jnanam. The first 2 parts are 95% or even 98% of the Veda. First 2 parts. Karma and Upasana put together. You rise above all that and come into Jnana. So, in yoga, there is no failure. This battle, yoga is a battle. You can say it like that. Yoga is a battle. You have to battle against your own base emotions and thinking. That is the battle. It is not a battle with outside people. This is an inner battle. Shri Krishna Arjuna Yuddham is inner battle. It is not outside battle. Symbolic. So, Karma Kshetre, Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre. Kurukshetra is what? Kuru is karma. Kuru is Kuru karmaiva tasmatvam. Kuru is karma. And so Karma Kshetra. What is the Karma Kshetra? This is the Karma Kshetra. And suppose you convert the karma into dharma, only righteous actions you do, then this becomes the Dharma Kshetra. So, while this karma is going on in this body-mind, Samaveta Yuyutsavaha. 2 groups have come together, assembled together to fight with each other. Yuyutsavaha means desirous of fighting. What are these 2 groups? Mamakaha, Pandavaschaiva. Mamakaha, those who say me like a goat. Mama, mama, mama and me were not the same. Sanskrit, thoda Sanskrit, a little. Okay? Because we by heart shabdas in Sanskrit, mama me, avayo, now, asmakam, naha. So mama and me are one and the same. So mama, mama, mama ऐसा बोलता रहता है. Mama, mama, mama करता है. He is called mamaka. So that is the base emotions. Within, this is the battlefield, battleground. This kshetra is the battleground. Idam shariram kaunteya kshetramityabhidhiyate. That is the kshetra. What kshetra? Kuru kshetra, dharma kshetra. This is the kshetra. And here there is a battle going on between the base emotions, which always talk of me and mine, mamakaha, and pandavaha, pandu whiteness, which is the symbol for jnanam. So the thoughts originating from understanding, pandavaha, and the thoughts and emotions emanating from base desires, mamakaha. There is always a fight. This is the battle. And in this battle, there is a battle that is called yoga. For many people, there is no battle. It is mamakaha only. There is no battle. But if you come to Vedanta, a battle starts between mamakaha and pandavaha. And this battle, only Pandavas will win. Kauravas will not. Mamakaha won't win. Mamakaha are Kauravas. Dhritarashtra is saying mamakaha. This battle is always won. You know why? Because it is a battle between the true and the false. It is always won. Only you have to understand, you have to pay attention, you have to be alert. And a few things you should not do. You should not judge, compare, contrast, assess, evaluate. All that you should not do. Because in doing so, you are only exercising your conditioning. It is not about, because the topic is that, therefore I am saying openly and with a sense of forthrightness, I am saying it. So it is not about, you should not enter into this, this Swami is for rituals, that Swami is not for rituals. You should not enter into this. You have to find out what Sri Krishna is saying. That is your job. That is where you should focus. It just doesn't matter which Swami focuses on what. What does it matter? Swamis are also human beings only. What Bhagavan says, that is important. What is Bhagavan saying? Shabda Brahma ativartate. I am saying this because you should not end up saying that Swami TV doesn't like rituals. It is not like Swami TV doesn't like rituals. It is like Sri Krishna is talking against rituals, so that you have to see that. Shabda Brahma ativartate. Who jijñāsurapi yogasya. Api is very significant. Even if you are aspirational to know the truth, only that much. Aspirational to know the truth. What to speak of the one who knows the truth? That is the meaning of api. Okay? Even if you are aspirational to know the truth, jijñāsurapi, that api is very significant. I don't know whether you got the significance or not. Api means what to speak of the one who knows the truth. That is the meaning of api. Even the one who aspires to know the truth, what? Ativartate, transcends. Transcends what? Shabda Brahma. I have Bhashya before me, Shankara Bhashya. Why Shankara Bhashya? Because if you make a mistake, Shankara Bhashya will not allow you to make the mistake. It won't allow. It will stare at you. Hey, what are you talking? It will stare at you. And suppose I made a mistake unexpectedly, then it will pull you back and put you on the right track. That is what is called Bhashya. So Shankara Bhashya says, Sopi Shabda Brahma Vedokta Karmanusthana Phalam Ativartate Apakarishyati. Shabda Brahma is Veda. So he transcends Veda. In fact, he said Apakarishyati. Ativartate transcends. And Bhashyakara's meaning is Apakarishyati, means he just puts it aside. Apakarishyati, baju mein rakho. You know baju mein rakho? That is what it is. What baju mein rakho? What? Vedokta karma anusthana phalam. In the Veda karma section, and also in the Upasana included, Upasana is also karma. Upasana nama manasi kriya. The action performed by the mind, like japa or mental worship of God, etc., where dualism is involved. So all of that prescribed by Veda, Vedokta, Shabda Brahma, you know, transcends Veda, means transcends the karma enjoined or mandated by the Veda to acquire different results. Karma, karma phalam. All that game. It's a game. Game in the sense you play the game, you perform the karma and seeking the result. So that is the game. That is how we live life. And so all of that, the jijnasu baju mein rakhta hai, he puts it aside. Here I have a quote in this context from another Upanishad. Tamevaikam janatha atmanam anya vacho vimunchatha. Did you hear that? From Mundaka. So, you are a student of Atma now, Jijnasuhu. You have come to yoga. Therefore, there is only one thing you have to do. That is, Tamevaikam janatha atmanam. You please realize, try to realize yourself. That is ekam. That is the only thing you have to do. Anya vacho vimunchatha. All other words you give up. Their vachaha is Shabda Brahma, the mandates of the Veda. You put them aside. It is translated by a Mahatma, this particular part of the Upanishad is translated by a Mahatma as discard the lower knowledge and give up karmas together with their fruits that are presented by the lower knowledge. So that is what you have to do. Very tough thing it is. Like an atom bomb. So this atom bomb is not the first time. It has come the fourth time or fifth time. Okay? So, are you a student of Vedanta? You have set your goals on self-realization, then lower knowledge is not for you. And the kamya karmas, the karma, phala is there, you know. Phala, the moment phala you put, that becomes a kamya karma. Means the karmas that are performed for a result. Like for example, you say, to live longer, I am doing this karma. You say that, right? That is kamya karma. Why should you live longer? You should seek the quality of life, not the longevity. Because as the life becomes longer and longer and longer, it enters into a phase of senility. What will you do with after senility sets in? There is nothing to do. Better to go. Earlier the better. Therefore, this karma that is supposed to prolong the life, you don't need it. Arey, thoda dimag you have to use. You don't need it. You don't need it even in a worldly context. They have introduced voluntary death called euthanasia as a law in Canada. They are not students of Gita or such thing. They have already introduced. In India it is there. Law or no law, we don't follow law, we follow dharma. Ours is dharma civilization, not law civilization. Whatever law they want to make, let them make. We have our own civilization. And in India, if a person wants to die, you can contact me, I'll give you the address. There is a place in Varanasi, you just go to them, they will help you to give up the body. So anyway, so the point is, this kamya karmas, you have a desire, undo a karma. You tell me, should I examine the issue through and through or not? I have to examine. Or I gloss over. Or I change it and tell. So you have to understand. So, all kamya karmas are out of the window, lock, stock and barrel. That is what Gita. Gita begins with that. Gita in the middle is the same and also is the same. There is no place for kamya karmas in Gita. There is no place for your desires in Gita. Okay? Now, you make that as a principle and proceed. So, because this is a battle, this yoga is always a battle. You have desires and you want to fulfill those desires, and then you go to Veda and ask the Veda, "Oh Veda, fulfill my desire." Then Veda obliges you. Veda is like a supermarket, it obliges you. And suggests a karma, do this karma. You will get karma phala, that will fulfill your desire. And so you go along with it. If that is your attitude, then you are lost in the battle. If only you have a love for jnanam, that is the yoga, you will never lose this battle. Because this battle is between true and false. If the battle is between true and false, which one will win, you tell me? True will win. False cannot win. Once, one evening, the truth and falsehood are walking on a beach side by side. Okay? Just some small friendly discussion. The truth said to the falsehood, "You are false. You are not even there. You are just the imagination of an ignorant mind. You don't have a basis to stand even. You cannot do anything to me. I am always the truth. The truth, I am always the truth. You can do nothing to me." That is what the truth said to the falsehood. Do you know what the falsehood replied? Falsehood replied, "Yes, you are right. I cannot do anything to you. But yet, there is a surprise waiting for you. I can organize you." That is what the falsehood said. Story is over, okay? Don't expect something more. Story is over. So, therefore, in yoga, the false has no chance. False has no... If you are into yoga, if you don't want to come into jnanam, atma jnanam, you are welcome. There is karma, upasana are there, then the world is there. The world is only artha and kama, wealth and pleasures. And there are any number of karmas that are aimed at gaining more wealth and more pleasures. Any number of karmas are there. Any number, large number of karmas. Sayana Bhashya in Yajurveda, it begins, the second volume. First volume is over. Second volume of the Yajurveda, Sayana Bhashya begins. From now on, kamya karmas are being introduced. One full volume about kamya karmas only. Read Veda. Therefore, that's why Shabda Brahma ativartate. So Shankara says, Vedokta karmanusthana phalam ativartate apakarishyati. It is not for you. So you cannot take both together. You cannot, that doesn't work like that. I told you. You see, you want to know Brahman, and at the same time, you want to do a few other things. How will it work? It won't work. Okay? So anyway, that I have said already, the false has no chance. There is no question of failure, neither in the short run nor in the long run. There is no question of failure. That's why even Yoga Bhrashta is a blessed soul. You see, Jijñasurapi, even the one who aspires for the knowledge will be able to overcome all these kamya karmas and their results. What to speak of the one who knows the truth? Shankara, kimuta buddhva yogam tannishtaha abhyasam kurvan. What to speak of the one who understands the yoga, who abides in the yoga, who lives the life of yoga? What to speak of that person? So you need not even say that person is done with all this karma kanda. You need not even say that. You see, what happens is, in the context of this verse, 44th, there is a person who is termed as Traigunya Premi. This word came from Gita only. Gita is its own lexicon. All the required terminology comes from Gita itself. Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha. Just now I said, Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. So Sri Krishna says, in Veda, there is a portion, most of it, the major portion, is a Traigunya Vishaya. The subject matter of the major portion of the Veda is a Traigunya, the three gunas. Okay? That is the three gunas means body and life and mind. So with the mind you understand what desires you want, and with the mind you realize, you find out what karma you have to do to fulfill that desire, and life in the body helps you to perform that karma, and you identify with the body. So all the three gunas are in place. And this person is a Traigunya Premi, one who loves Traigunya. You examine it a little more, one who loves wealth in the world, and so he is engaged in that job of making more and more wealth. I am not talking of duty, I am talking of pursuit of wealth. Okay? So the one who pursues wealth, he is a Traigunya Premi, right? You understand that? Right, good. Now the one who is pursuing pleasures, sense pleasures, having made wealth, now what you do? You have to pursue pleasures. Okay? Suppose you are living in one bedroom flat. Now you made a lot of wealth. You move on to a mansion, 10 million mansion. Okay? And enjoy life there with 3 swimming pools. So enjoy life there. So what to call such a person? So you can call in Sanskrit Traigunya Premi. Okay? Right? In English he is called crazy. Okay? So that is second. Traigunya Premi. There is a third Traigunya Premi. The Karmakanda and many Puranic texts and Smriti texts recommend variety of karmas to fulfill variety of desires. Once I have collected all the karmas with corresponding desires and made a list, 10 verses. I wish I have before me. You will be surprised. What kind of karmas are enjoined or mandated for what kind of desires. You will be surprised. There is someone who wants to have luster to his face, and therefore there is a karma. Then in bigamy, there are 2 women married to the same man, and one woman wants to have all the attention of the husband at the cost of the second wife. And therefore there is a karma mandated. Can you believe it? So, like that there is a big list. Then you know this karma. Dhanam dehi. Give me money. What money? Dhanam agnir, dhanam vayur, dhanam suryo, dhanam, like that. Dhanam indro, brohaspatir, varunam, dhanam ashnute. Look at that. So you ask all these devatas you worship for the sake of dhanam. So this person, so now the third person, is he Traigunya Premi or not? Traigunya Premi. Therefore there are three kinds of Traigunya Premis. The people who pursue wealth, the people who pursue pleasures, and the people who pursue rituals to fulfill their desires. I may sound a bit harsh. I am sorry about it, but that is where things stand. These are the three Traigunya Premis. Veda, the karma portion, has a lot of messaging only for these three people. Only for these three people. And the one who wants to know the self, Veda withdraws all its mandates. It doesn't apply. Like all the rules of driving in USA, plenty of rules are there. Those rules do not apply to Swami TV because I do not drive a car. Very simple. Puja Swamiji told me, don't learn to drive a car. I was wondering in those days. Friends say, hey, you drive a car so that you need not depend upon anybody else. You want to go for a cup of coffee, you have to depend upon somebody. So you drive a car. Then whether should I? Swamiji told, don't do it. Don't learn. I just did not look at the steering wheel anymore. Therefore, because now the rules do not apply to me at all. So Veda is like that. Veda has mandated all these karmas to Traigunya Premis only. And then Veda also said, Tavat karmani kurvita na nirvidyeta yavata. You know nirvedaha? Nirvedaha, you know? Nirvedamayat. Nastya krutah krutena. You know the word? Mundakopanishad. Vairagyam. So you have a connect to karmas only so long as you are not yet dispassionate. Once that vairagya comes to you, you are done with karmas. Okay? This entire class will be like this. Just before coming to the class, I was wondering, I was scratching my head. So this class is going to be like this. I cannot help it. So once you have that dispassion, and once you tell yourself that you are a student of Vedanta, then three things are out. Artha, Kama, and the rituals which are supposed to fulfill the desires, the name given to them is Dharma. Dharma, Artha, Kama. Dharma has a wider sense, but here the limited sense. So, therefore, you have to come out of this Kamya Karma situation. Having said that so much about Kamya Karmas, let me exhort to you, this rule what I said doesn't apply to Nitya Karma and Naimittika Karma. Okay? So my appeal to you is, you by all means you make your judgment and you make your conclusion, but you make it correctly. You have to do it correctly. So what is this? Swami TV is opposed to Kamya Karmas, but he is a proponent of Nitya Naimittika Karmas. That is the way you have to say. You don't say that, and you say he is opposed to karma, that creates a wrong impression. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. For me, it doesn't matter. You cannot hold wind in a net. A wind को पकड़ सकते हैं net से. So, therefore, the point is, if you are a Traigunya Premi, then yoga is not for you. Yoga, this yoga. Jijñāsurapi yogasya sabda brahma ativartate. And Veda is also not asking you to do all these things. Veda is not mandating to you. It is mandating only to Traigunya Premi. Veda calls, hey Traigunya Premis, come here. Do these karmas. That is what Veda is saying. Veda is not saying, I am Nistraigunya. I want jnanam. I am a jijñāsu. Oh, is it? Come here, do this. Veda is not saying like that. Veda is saying, go your way. Then you may ask, a question can be asked, nothing wrong. So, this Shabda Brahma Ativartate, this statement, is a direct answer to Arjuna's doubt of patana of sadhaka. Whether sadhaka will fall down, is there a possibility that sadhaka will fall down? He cannot reach up and therefore he will fall down. The answer is no, he can never fall down because he is a jijñāsu, he transcends Shabda Brahma. So that is very well said. No fall down at all. No fall down. Okay? Because the jijñāsu of yoga, yoga jijñāsu, jijñāsurapi yogasya, yogasya jijñāsuhu, the yoga jijñāsu, the one who aspires for knowledge, which is yoga here, for that person, sangraha and bhoga, accumulation and enjoyment. Accumulate and enjoy. Accumulate money and enjoy pleasures in this world, artha kama. And accumulate dharma, another name for punyam, and enjoy in the heaven or in the other life, kama. Dharma, kama. Accumulation, enjoyment. Artha, kama. Accumulation and enjoyment. This is out for yoga jijñāsu. Okay? For the samsari, this is we are looking at yoga jijñāsu. For the samsari, these things are most important. What? Artha, kama. Accumulation, enjoyment. They are very important for samsaris. That is not the end of samsaris. Samsaris are very clever, I tell you. They want to secure the next birth also. Somebody told, you are a rich man because you have given charity last birth. That's why you became rich man, this birth. Oh, is it so? Then he gets the impetus to do charity in this birth, 1%. So give charity, so that next birth will be secured. You see, a person went to a home for begging. Amma, some food you give, like that. Then the Yajamana, the head of the family who is sitting outside, he said, hey, 3 lives beggar has come, give him some food. Then this man said, Yamande, I am beggar this life, all right. But what is this 3 lives beggar? What are you saying? 3 lives beggar? What are you saying? There is a book in Telugu, those of you who know, there is a great poet, author in Telugu called Tapi Dharmarao. And he wrote a book, Telugu, those who Telugu only can understand. Adukku Tinevalla Mahasabha. Okay? The translation is the World Conference of Beggars. Okay? There he says, beggar is something special. There is something special in the beggar. It touched my heart. Because the one who gives, his hand is upper, above. And he feels proud, I am giving. And he gets fame, oh, he is a charitable person. And he has a lot out of which a small thing he nibbles out and puts in the 1%. I told you 1%. This 1% came from Andhra Pradesh. So Tirupati Venkateswara Swami gets 1%. So anyway, so 1% he gives. He keeps 99% for himself. That nobody sees. They only see 1% he has given. Look at that. But he kept 99% for himself. He doesn't need 99% for himself. He doesn't need even 1% for himself. 0.1% is enough. But he is greedy. Keeps 99% for himself and gives 1% as charity. Whereas that is the charitable person. Look at that. Whereas the beggar, every single time, he has to kill his conscience and put the hand like this. Every time. The poet, the author, brings out this aspect, and he enters into the heart of a beggar and tries to read that heart. And he tells that he describes it, you have to read it. That heart, it gets poked, pushed, punched, and even trampled upon a dozen times per day, that heart. Yet he makes it strong enough. Next day morning, he gets up, curses himself. Another day began. I have to beg. And he goes and begs. Therefore, charitable person, or the person who gives something to the beggar, has no issues of life in his heart. He doesn't know what life is. He is born with a silver spoon. It is the beggar who knows the vicissitudes of life. So, my hats off to the beggar. Like that he builds a case. You see, philosophy is like that. Anyway, therefore, for a samsari, make money and enjoy pleasures. Acquire merit through karma and still enjoy pleasures in the other life also. I was telling the story. 3 lives daridra, 3 lives beggar has come. Give him something to eat. Then this man, Amma is bringing something to eat, asked him, Emandi, why do you say 3 lives beggar? I am a beggar for this life only. No. You became a beggar for this life because you did not do any charity earlier life. Okay? You must have been a beggar in the earlier life for that reason. Now you are begging, you have no chance of doing charity anymore. Therefore, next life you are sure to be a beggar. This is the 3 lives beggar. Therefore, anyway, the point is, for a samsari, it is always merit, pleasure, wealth, pleasure. In the samsara, wealth, pleasure. And occasionally go to God in whatever form, then merit, pleasure. Hemandi, what is that? Do you like it? In Vedanta, we take this topic and tear to pieces this attitude to instill some vairagya in the minds of the people. That is Vedanta. This is Vedanta that goes to the heart. This is not some elementary or superficial Vedanta. So, Shabda Brahma Ativartate, Jijnasurupi Yogasya. Then, suppose he transcends the Shabda Brahma, means Traigunya, he transcends. Means what? He roti kapada makan, only that much. Means minimalistic lifestyle. Some food, you can happily beg for it. It's a big thing. Begging, you are able to beg. In India, a beggar, the word beggar, beg, came, what is the origin of the word? Bhikkhu. Did you hear Buddha literature? Bhikkhu. Bhikkhu is beg, don't you see that? And bhikkhu is bhikshu, Sanskrit. Bhikshu is a sannyasi. A sannyasi is the one who begs. That is what a sannyasi is. After sannyasa, at least I would encourage. Ashram gives food, they put you a very special seat and put a silver plate and serve. You eat. You think that you are that this is a sannyasa. That is not sannyasa. Sannyasa is begging. Go and beg. I tell, don't eat here. Go and beg. Where shall I beg? Go out onto the street and ask somebody, where can I get food? They will tell you. And go and beg. Once I went to Krishna consciousness Annakshetram in Rishikesh for begging. You go and stand in the line. That is all you have to do. I stood in the line. The line is moving and I am also moving. A time comes they will give a plate and some food, a paper plate and some food. So and there some benches are there. You can sit and eat and come out. So in the meanwhile, the head of the Krishna consciousness, somebody told him, this is Swami has come, he is a teacher there and he is standing in the queue. Oh ho ho, he came running and pulled me out of the queue and take me inside and put me food there on a table and you are welcome, this and that. Then I felt, my begging is defeated for today. So, therefore, a jijnasu is like that. Yoga jijnasu is like that. He doesn't mind to beg. And every time I go for begging, I feel like Bhagavan Buddha. I feel like Buddha. Okay, don't say Bhagavan. I feel like Buddha. I am doing what Buddha did. So what is the shame? Go and knock on the door. Emande, you have come already? Yes, I came at the right time. Just wait for 5 minutes. Okay. And then take the food and come home and eat it. So you should have that spirit of vairagya, not money and pleasures. Punya and pleasures. So that is not for jijnasu. Therefore, even the religious activities aimed at sense pleasures, aimed at bhoga, are put aside, apakarishyati. That is the jijnasu. You see, a question is asked. Having said this much, time is also coming to an end. Can I say one thing for your consideration? Suppose you say, we do Shravana Manana Nididhyasana and also do karmas. This is called Samuchchaya. Jnana Karma Samuchchaya. We do Jnanam. Jnanam means what? Shravana Manana Nididhyasana only. And we do karmas also. A karma is not a wrong thing to do. It is not illegal. It is legitimate only. And it is not against the scripture also, because the karma is mandated by the scripture only. Scriptural karma, we do that also. It is legitimate and also mandated by the scripture. Why not do it? What is wrong with it? We can combine the two. It is called Jnana Karma Samuchchaya. So, the funny part is, Shankara is dead against Jnana Karma Samuchchaya. Okay? You consult anybody who knows Shankara's philosophy. He mentions it 12 times and every single time he refutes Jnana Karma Samuchchaya. There are other acharyas. Don't think that there are, I am not saying there are no other acharyas. There are. Very great acharyas, no doubt about it. Mahatmas, they have admitted Jnana Karma Samuchchaya. They have admitted. For example, Bhagavad Ramanujacharya, the revered Acharya, he admitted Jnana Karma Samuchchaya. But his religion is theistic God. Theistic religion. Similarly, there are so many other acharyas who admitted Jnana Karma Samuchchaya. Therefore, that scheme is there. If somebody wants it, one can submit to that. But we are following Shankara. That's why this problem arises. We are following Shankara. Shankara doesn't admit jnana karma samuchaya. In one place he said there is the earnestness for jnanam. And so you pursue shravana, manana, nididhyasana. That is the earnestness on one side. And then there is the earnestness or enthusiasm for karma. Kamya karma. What I say doesn't apply to nitya naimittika karmas. For sannyasis there are no karmas. Even nitya naimittika do not exist for sannyasa. Okay? For grihasthas only nitya naimittika karmas. Therefore they are always emphasized. So you have kamya karmas. The topic is kamya karmas. So enthusiasm for shravana manana nididhyasana on one side and enthusiasm for kamya karmas on the other side. It is called karma shraddha. Okay? The enthusiasm for karmas. Kamya karmas. That is understood. So Shankara says, those who have this karma shraddha will lose the shravana manana nididhyasana shraddha sooner than later. He used the expression shithila. It becomes very weak. So you will be very enthusiastic about karma, kamya karma, okay, not nitya naimittika. In the process, your interest for shravana manana nididhyasana becomes very weak, shithila. And so you are not a jijnasu anymore. That is what he said. So that is one thing he said. Second thing he said is the seeker. That means jijnasuhu. That is the seeker of Atmajnanam. He should have a lofty aim. That is what he suggested. He should have a lofty aim. He should not have the aim of enjoying sense pleasures here and or hereafter. What sense pleasures you will enjoy? What are the sense pleasures? Eating, drinking, dance, drama, gavo, pivo, maja karo. That is the sense pleasures. Here or hereafter. Even heaven is also described like that. In heaven and here only difference is, here if you eat you are sure to become sick. In heaven you don't become sick. In heaven diabetes doesn't exist. That is the heaven. Therefore, that cannot be the aim of a jijnasu. Come on. A seeker of jnanam, how can he have such a base aim? He must have a lofty aim. What is the lofty aim? To discover the divinity within. To discover the oneness of truth. That is the lofty aim. Therefore, no surprise. It is indeed well said, Jijnasurapi yogasya shabda brahma ativartate. I am done with that verse. So next verse we will say, and I will discuss it in the next class, which comes after 2 weeks. Prayatnadyatamaanastu yogi samshuddha kilbishaha aneka janma samsiddha tato yati parangatim. So this 3.5 verses is about yoga. 1/2 we finished. Then comes the verse, it is about the yoga only. Yoga is jnanam. So under that and other verses about yoga, so many more good things are to be discussed. We will do it in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om.